Alright guys, we are out here for our review on the HovAlpha from Hovsco, and the sun went away actually just now, but I was trying to get this cool angle. When the sun hits this, it has kind of a sparkle to it. It reminds me of rhubarb, for all you Midwestern northern people who know what rhubarb is, but I'm sure that the sun will come back out. It's hot and there's not too many clouds in the sky, so I think we'll have a chance to show off that in a little bit. But let's talk about the specs here. Right off the bat, we have got a 750 watt motor in the back. Now, this motor is made by a brand called Suto, which is an offshoot of Bafang from what I understand. Looks very similar to Bafang. The logo is very similar to Bafang, so it wouldn't surprise me if they were together in some respect. It peaks at about 1,000 watts, a little bit over. We've got a torque sensor here, which is interesting. I don't recall if the Hovcart had a torque sensor or not, but as you guys know, we're seeing more of those in the industry. We're getting a lot of more bikes with torque sensors on it. We see a lot of people adding it, and this one it's pretty sweet. It seems like it's tuned pretty well, and if you're a fan of a torque sensor, well, gosh darn, here's one for you. Now, the battery we have here is a 48 volt, 20 amp hours, so we got 960 watt hours here. And this also has the cool flashlight that the Hovcart did. So we can take the battery out, and we can do that in a little bit, and I'll show you on the bottom. Or actually, you know what? Let's do it now because I don't want to forget. So let me grab this key. Think of something interesting to say, so I can't cut this part. All right, so let's go ahead, and we're gonna go ahead here and unlock it. Pretty easy. Doing this with the GoPro here. So boom, we'll pop this out. Man, it's massive. Still plenty of room to get this thing out really nicely. With some people, they just don't nail. So we've got a quick readout here. So we got full charge here, and on the bottom, see your little flashlight button. Boom, we turn that on. We got this. I think it's low, medium, high, and then flashing, and then off again. So kind of a cool feature. Yeah, I like it. It's definitely a unique feature. So we don't see this on every e-bike for sure, but definitely not even on, definitely not even on some. It's a very unique thing. I'm putting this in upside down. Now there we go. We'll lock it back into place. Nice and easy with the key here. So that is pretty simple. Just got to make sure you seat it right. All right, so we talked about the battery. Now with that, we should be able to get a really decent range. We're not going to be doing a full range test today because it's hot, and I've got more reviews to do. So not going to do a full range test on it, but I did want to talk over some of the main specs. As you can see, this is a hardtail. We do have a front suspension up here. We got this zoom fork. I think it's got 80 millimeters of travel. I could be wrong. I have to check my stats on that. If it's wrong, I'll let you know somewhere around here, but if it's right, then guys, just trust me, okay? We got those big fat 26 by 4 inch Cheo Yangs. No sidewall reflective stripes or anything on the side here, but these are a little bit more of an aggressive tread, as you can tell. So they are what I would say off-road ready, right? So we got these big fat tires, some nice knobbies on there. So this is something I would not be afraid to take off-road, and in fact, we're gonna head that way and do that in just a minute after we kind of do a little bit more of a walkthrough here. We've got a spot for a bottle cage boss here. Now, one of the things that's interesting about where it is if you put a bottle cage, something right about here, you still kind of have the step through action there. You are gonna lose a little bit of that stepping through room, but odds are, you could still make it work if it was a smaller water bottle up there. Speaking of bosses, up here in the front, we have got room for the front rack. We saw the front rack on the Hovcart. We made a video. I'll link that somewhere over here about the accessories and stuff that came on that. This is, I don't think it's the same basket, but the same sort of style of basket here in the front. And then in the rear, we've got our nice, big, fat, chunky fender in the back. So as far as I can tell, just sort of my initial impression, they did a really good job of giving us a very refined, nice e-bike with some good protection as far as like the fenders and stuff go. Down over here, another nice little feature is we actually have a little bit of a slap guard here, which we don't see everybody come with. So when your chain's flapping up and down, it can mess this up, but you can kind of see there's a little bit of it on this side. See if I can smooth that out. This is a nice little extra layer of protection to protect your frame there. This is something, you know, you could buy from, you know, anywhere if you wanted to like make it cool. You know, you can get different colors and stuff. I kind of like these like pops of orange and yellow, which is interesting with this, you know, dark red, purplish rhubarb thing that they got going on here, but somehow it works. I like it. We've also got a spot for a rear rack. So got our mounting points here. We could get a nice beefy rack. Shimano turning derailleur. We have got 7 speeds on here, and we've got some trigger shifters up here in the front. So far seems to be dialed in pretty good. Might need some slight adjustments, but as I always say, that's something everybody should know how to do. There are a couple of bolts back there, and oftentimes you can probably get what you need with the barrel adjuster here anyway. So it just depends on what sort of adjustments you need to make. I recommend checking out Park Tools. They've got a lot of really awesome videos on some of this basic bike maintenance stuff. And this is an e-bike, and there's extra things to learn here, but it's still a bike, guys. There's still bike components here, so there's lots of good information out there on, you know, how to keep your bike well. The other thing we get back here is this detachable light. Now, it would be cool to see an integrated light. I don't know exactly how they pull it off, because if you get the rack, that might kind of get in the way of this, but it might not, you know, and if you're tall, then shoot, it'll be way up there. So as far as the lighting goes, really the only downside I've seen so far is the fact that this isn't integrated. Not a huge deal, especially if you're not going to be riding at night, and that just means that like you can't pull on the brakes and you're going to get this to flash or anything like that, which would be, you know, dope. It's an extra little safety feature here. Going up to the front, we have got our light right here. We'll go ahead and turn the bike on with the pad right here. Just hold that little guy, boom. And then we'll turn on the lights with the light button. We'll hold it down because that's what you're supposed to do. And then you can see we got the light right here. Now it is bright as heck out here, so this thing doesn't look too terribly bright. It's still not overly bright when we look at some of these other e-bikes, but this is something that would be, you know, upgradable, I believe. This might be something where you can get in here and adjust. I don't know. I think that's the connection right there. So probably something you could upgrade pretty easily, or, you know, we do have this mount here, so there's some other third-party options where you can mount something that was a little bit brighter, you know, 800,000 lumens, something like that. We do have double locking grips here, and these are the same grips that were on the Hov cart. Same thing as the throttle, I believe. And I really like these. They have a little bit of a chunk to it, but really, really good grip. But they're also soft, and enough of the ergonomics here to support like the palm of my hand, but not so much where it bows out and I feel like, you know, I'm kind of losing my grip on this side. And there's some of those larger ergonomic grips that, you know, they kind of feel like that. So I'm a big fan of these. I mean, I might even just steal these off this bike and throw something else on there, because yeah, I like these a lot. Or, you know, Hovsco, if you guys are watching this, I'd like a pair of these. That'd be dope. I'll throw it on, I don't know, any bike. They're awesome. I feel like they're a really solid in between. Or you guys in the comments, if you know where I can find this, let me know. Like this grip, this is what I want. So if you can get me this, I don't know what I can give you in exchange. Maybe an extra entry into a bike giveaway. I don't know. Right over here, we've got our Zoom hydraulic brakes. Now these ones are pretty nice. And as you can see over here on the screen, it is letting us know these are integrated into the motor. So if we are, pop it up, if we are not in pedal test 0, so go ahead and hit the throttle. And as soon as, I'm still holding the throttle down, but as soon as we hit this, it's gonna cut the motor off, because this is actually the front brake, right? So it shouldn't be stopping it, but you can tell that the motor's cutting off. So that's a nice safety feature to see. Some bikes don't have that. Some of the smaller, lighter bikes, like we've seen the 10 ways, and another one recently that didn't have the motor inhibitors built in. And for those ones, it's fine. You know, it goes 20 miles per hour, it's super light. The hydraulic brakes there worked really well still, so not a huge deal. Plus, I don't think the 10 ways had a throttle, if I remember correctly. If I am not remembering correctly, I'm just gonna blame it on the heat. So that is an overview of some of the specs here. If you guys wanna know more, you can head on over to electrifiedreviews.com. We'll have the full written review and some extra pictures up there. I might be sprinkling those in the review. I did that recently on a Zeus review, and I kind of like the way that looked. So that is most of it. And now it's time for us to head out on the ride test. So let's do it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now we'll leave it right about there. So yeah, this is a bike. Go ahead and hit the throttle over here. And we're gonna rock and roll. When I first turned this bike on, it only was going 6 miles per hour, and I was super confused about what was happening. But it's a safety feature built in, so if you don't pair this with the app, then you can't unlock any speed. And as you notice, right now we're in pedal assist level 1, and we're still going 20 miles per hour. So you do have access to the full power on the throttle here. And right now it's set up as a class 2, I believe. Go ahead and do some pedaling on this side. Oh, maybe pedal assist level 5. Yeah, so right now it is in class 2 mode. If you download the app, you can get in there and adjust it. I believe it can go up to 28 miles per hour. But if you don't have the app, well, it only goes 6. So I recommend getting the app. They're kind of, forcing you to do that. I understand the safety side of things. They want everybody who's on the bike to be knowledgeable about it. And so, oh, this is nice. Just do a little cruising. Told you guys it was off-road ready. Think I was lying about that? Oh, she's ready. Now this motor here, I believe it's 95 Newton meters of torque, and you can tell. I mean, just with the throttle going up that hill, you guys see me go up that hill several times, and this bike is doing a great job. Now, something to note while we're getting into the off-road section here is the throttle is a little bit loose. I forgot to tighten that up. So you might see that moving around a little bit. But man, oh man. Yeah, definitely loving the torque and the zippiness. And surprisingly, with that Hof cart, that thing was pretty torquey too. It got up, it was going. Go ahead and hit this downhill section here, a little uphill. Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right. Yeah, so this thing handles the off-roads really, really well. It is a hardtail, so it's not going to be super cush, but it is pretty nice. So I got this nice little hill over here. This thing has roots and all sorts of business. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get up it. Might get a little bumpy, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did you see that? That thing flew up that hill. Now when you're on an actual mountain bike, it's kind of a pain in the butt. It's kind of like, I'll just go around, right? But holy crap. Sorry, excuse my language, guys. That was pretty impressive. I was, actually speechless there for a second. Wow, I don't know what to say. Because when you're watching my videos, you know that I don't get speechless too often, so that is pretty impressive. Go ahead and head down this bar here, test those brakes. Oh yeah, see what I'm saying? Those brakes are doing the Lord's work right there. Now normally with some of these bikes, I feel like I need to get a starting speed to get up there, but I don't think that's the case here. I'm gonna kind of inch on up here and just head straight up this side. And let's see. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Again, brakes doing a great job. That is really impressive. Let's go ahead and try not pedaling. Let's do throttle only and see what we can get on the old overpass thingy here. All right, so we're gonna get down to the bottom. Just hit the throttle. Struggle a little bit, but I mean, it's going. There's several times, and that was me, pretty much at a dead stop at the bottom. I mean, there's several times, we have tons of bikes that, they go fast and say they got powerful motors and they can't even make it up there on the throttle, and it just kept chugging. It wasn't going incredibly fast. It wasn't like when we were pedaling. Well, let's go ahead and give it a decent run up to it. Going about 8-9 miles per hour, kind of cruising up into it. I mean, it's going. I feel like if that was maybe 20, 30 feet longer, it might not make it. But even then, that is, it's pretty impressive. Well, let's go ahead and do a little bit more off-roading because, man, I'm just really impressed with this bike so far. Now, I haven't done a whole lot of riding on it, as you may be able to tell from the odometer there. I want to call it a mudometer. I'm like, mudometer's not a word. Go ahead and hit some of this off-roadness here. Woo! Man, guys, it's supposed to be a third-party objective review, so I'm gonna try to steer clear of the exclamatory remarks, but I don't know. This thing feels pretty wild for a motor that's only peaking at, it's like 1100 watts. It's like 1080. It's not even 1100 watts, and we're getting that sort of performance out of it. Man, I don't know, guys. I feel like Hovsco might be onto something. Let's do a little bit more off-roading. Can't stop now. I mean, I can stop. The brakes will stop me, but I mean, I'm having too much fun out here, and there's shade, so it's a double whammy. And also, yeah, getting those big old knobs on here is nice. Some good grip, some good traction. I was just in here day before yesterday on the Zeus 1200, the Urban Flex, which I really like. And some of this like loamy, sandy stuff we had here, it just wasn't working with those sticky sweets. Woo-hoo-hoo! Man, that is too much fun. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is inspiring. Wow. Now it is a little bit, it is a little bit more on the bumpy side. I'm sure that's coming across in the video. I'm trying to see where my forks are at. I can probably make those, see about making those maybe a little bit stiffer. Let's see if that doesn't help us out a little bit here. But man, oh man, this thing is, now when you see it in person, it looks big. Like when I saw it online to when I got in person, I was like, oh, this is a big bike. Oh, we're being chased by some real mountain bikers, guys. All right, time to put it to the test. Can she handle it? This thing is not messing around with that torque sensor, tell you what. And it is quick. Look at that, this should not be able to do this. Shouldn't be able to do this, come on. All right, guys, I feel like I sort of hijacked this review into just having an excuse to go ride. But if you're looking for something that, while not incredibly built for, straight performance, this sort of stuff that we're doing here is super capable. And also, we heard the chain slap a couple times, but even then, it hasn't come off, which is pretty dope. Gosh. This is a lot of fun. need a 360 cam so you guys can see the smile on my face. And yeah, as soon as I start pedaling, that torque sensor just throws you up. I am interested to see how this video turns out because I did not plan on coming riding out here. But after I was taking those hills, I was like, dude, I can't. Woo! All right, now we got another cool hill to test this out on. It's pretty much, this ride test is basically just gonna be me having a good time, testing it out on hills, I guess, because that's what she wants to do, you know? Goodness gracious. It feels like it doesn't have any right to be doing what it's doing. Yet, she's doing it. That is pretty sweet, guys. Go ahead and let this gentleman pass us, and then we will continue going that way. How's it going? Good. I was hoping he would head in here so we could follow him down, but not all my dreams can come true, you know? All right, now this is a spot that I like quite a bit. Rider! So let's go ahead and do something over here. Come on, dude, come on. Guys, I don't know if you've ever seen me have this much fun on a ride test before. I don't even know if I have battery right now. I should probably test that. Or you know what, let it die. That's how I want to go out. Test riding e-bikes. Goodness gracious. Rider! It was funny, on the zoos I was kind of not avoiding, but I was definitely hitting the trails differently on that thing. Because as you can see, we got a lot of this, you know, sandy, loose stuff. And that does not take city tires very well. But these things are nice and grippy, and it's able to hit this sort of stuff, hit some bumps, keep on jamming. All right, there's a drop coming here somewhere. Not a drop, but there's a dip, you might say. Yeah, right here, here we go. All right, let's see how she handles this. I'll take it a little bit slower than normal. Oh, yeah. Guess remember this, we're just here. Woo! All right, gosh, this is too much fun. Way too much fun. Goodness gracious. All right, I'm gonna have to get off the trails right here because, like I said, that is way too much fun. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this one more time. It is like being on a freaking elevator or an escalator, or what are those trains that go up mountains and they're a funnel car? Funicular? Not sure how to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure that's not English. But yeah, that's what it's like. It just goes. It's like it's on a track. Yeah, what a day. So you're out here, you're having fun. We still got a full freaking battery here. We were just battering this thing. Let's stop in a good spot over here. I want to see what she's like to ride as a bike if we lose power for some reason. See what that's like. Oh, you're that guy. I don't always see people I know, but every once I'm like, oh, I know that guy. He actually met me right over here. I was jumping, what was that? A plug electric scooter for Innovation, which is my other channel. And I was hitting this jump on the plug, which was, in hindsight, dumb for sure, but a lot of fun, you know? I almost broke my ankle doing it. It was worth it. Anyway, that's where I met him. So that's how I know, because he saw me jumping this, you know, electric scooter off of a kicker ramp over there, and he was like, "Oh, this guy's about to hurt himself. I want to stay and watch this." So we're friends. We have our best interest at heart. So we're in pedal assist level 0. Actually, I'm gonna go downshift because you guys know how I always forget that. All right, so pedal assist level 0. Go ahead and just pedal this. Let's see how all of our gearing works out here. So in 1, not too bad. 2, nice good shift. 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys, are you surprised I could count to 6? 7. Oh, it's a personal best. Now I'm kind of at a slight decline here, and it's not bad. But I'll tell you what, just for you guys, just for the review, I'm gonna hit this little incline up here. In gear 7, no power. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Like, I'm not even trying to get as much speed as I can. I'm going 15. It's nice we see the speed while we're going here. Okay, that immediately, holy goodness. Whew, that got really heavy real quick, guys. But it's an electric bike, so let's do torque sensor electric bike stuff. Man, the torque sensor here is just phenomenal, really. I mean, you guys have seen me do ride tests before, right? I'm not the like, wow, look at that's crazy, but this was honestly, authentically surprising to me how well this thing handled what we just did. I don't even know if my camera's on. Is my camera on? Maybe I should check. Oh, I got 1% left. Hey guys, I was gonna do it for our review of the HovAlpha from Hovsco. Rushing